Feeling kind of tipsy. I'm thinking about my life. I take a shot of whiskey. Now I'm ready for the night. I'm ready for the night. I got my people with me, and we're looking kind of fly. We're looking kind of fly. 'Cause I got what you want, and you got what I need. Party on the rooftop. Keep it going, don't stop. Woo. Party on the rooftop. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Party on the rooftop. Keep it going, don't stop. Party on the rooftop. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. We're running out of liquor. We better hit the shop. We better hit the shop. I check the time on my watch. It says we party around the clock. We party around the clock. The room is
Oh, go to muted, Adam. No.
He's doing it on purpose.
I was gonna say.
It's not an accident. Intern Alex in the background. He's doing it on purpose. I gave him a hard time before the show, and now he thinks he's playing. You know, I was going to give him a compliment to start the show. But
Not anymore.
No, not doing that anymore. Here's what I will say though about whoever's picking the music, unless it's Alex. If it's Alex, then I take all this back. But if it's somebody else, I want a soundtrack to BNN. Seriously, these songs just get me going. Before I know some shows, Any Given Wager and No Plays Off and so many others, they've got their specific intros. The music on this show, The Afternoon Bespresso, is a wild card. And I'm into it, boys. I am into it. Hey, John Varun, where's your BNN hat? Why don't you match us?
I actually don't have mine. I keep giving them away. Every time I get one, I give one to friends or family members. And honestly, I just don't look as good in the hat as you boys do. I tried one on earlier. I don't know if you guys saw me backstage.
I did. I saw you put one on for a second. You're like, nah, no.
Next thing you know, half my face is covered. My camera's already at the side trying to find my best angle, Adam, as you pointed out many, many times. But you know what I mean? You got to do it.
The hairpiece is a staple of yours, V. So you got to stick with it.
Chad also questions whether I'm locked in without this antenna on my head. You know what I mean?
Ash here says if he had hair like that, wouldn't even own a hat. Respect that. Yeah, you got V, you got me, and of course Shags in the middle. Which this is noteworthy, buddy. This is the first time that we have actually done a show together in the many months that we have both worked at BNN. This is history. It's good to have you.
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks for letting me intrude, guys. And yeah, Adam, we've had plenty of interactions in passing. You on a show before me or vice versa, but nice to do a show with you. And, you know, V, I get plenty of V sauce around these parts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably no surprise that he came on after the Celtics season's finished, so he doesn't have
I do think that was a strategic move by SPJ. It was like, yeah, we could let V and Koff just have their normal window, but if we put Shags in there, there will be, you know, we won't have to endure an hour of Celtics talk. Well, he's a buffer. He's a human buffer. It's why he's literally between us on the screen.
That's what I'm here for. And, I got the broad shoulders separating the two.
I just want to be inside those shoulders. That's all I want. How you doing,
boys? You both. We got NBA playoffs. We got Stanley Cup playoffs, Major League Baseball, which of course is going on throughout the day and night. And who knows what else will come our way over the course of the next hour. How are you fellas doing? V, what's going on?
Feeling good, man. Slowly recovering after the weekend. Flew back to California here, back with my wife, so that's always nice. But a little trip home was nice, saw the family, and it's good to be back. Good to be back. How about you boys? How you doing, Shags?
Oh, doing good, man. It's kind of my Friday. I will be on live on BNN on the morning spread tomorrow morning. But then I'm flying to Texas for a wedding this weekend, so looking forward to that. Shaggy versus the Open Bar on Saturday. We're looking forward to that. Place your bets now.
What do we set that line at?
I will say, I think it's at this point after the things we've seen, it's 6, 7.5, probably juice to the over.
Yeah, I mean, if we're taking just straight money line, the open bar is probably a minus 350 favorite. If we're being quite honest, but I'm gonna put the work in. All right, I'm gonna give it a valiant effort. I'll give you guys that.
Shags versus the open bar, round like 22.
Yeah,
See, I didn't
too
know
many weddings.
You threw me with the minus 350 on the open bar on the open bar because I guess I didn't know how to price it because the narrative that I was telling myself was Shags is going to defeat the open bar, right? Like therefore you should be the favorite, not the open bar.
Fair. I'm glad you have that much faith in me. But it would not be the first time I've been taken down by an open bar. Let me tell you that. And I will say I do have an 8 a.m. flight Sunday morning after, so that's going to be the real kicker. All right. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to take it down a little bit, settle down towards the end of the night. Because I need to be on that flight home. That's for sure.
Determining factor. Yeah.
Dallas, big old Dallas. Cue up some Trey Lewis, baby.
Hanging out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Good luck. Enjoy the airport. Nice. That's one of our pre-show songs.
Yes, sir. Ella Langley. Tough to beat.
Funny enough, I found this on one of my playlists the other day, and you can guess who added that. My wife before even the show, so it was right there and ready for me after the show.
Classic.
Wonderful. All right, boys. Well, people can see what we've got in store. A Cinco de Mayo recap, looking back on last night, some diamond plays. We can't have Shags and not talk about the Champions League, Champions Cup, best bets, and of course, NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs action coming up tonight. And a parlay to close us out, which, by the way, did smack last week. So let's see if we can do that again. That would be fun. But yeah, let's begin with what we saw last night. And I don't think people need recaps of what happened in Major League Baseball or anything like that. But I will tell you, first of all, on the ice, the one game, which was Colorado decimating Minnesota 5-2. The Avs are going to convincingly take this series, I believe. Meanwhile, in the NBA, we had two games, which was the Pistons, who I guess sort of played around for a little while, but ultimately did what they had to do and beat the Cavaliers by 10. Top seed should go out and perform that way, even though both these teams coming off grueling 7-game series. Meanwhile, the Thunder, in a game that really was about as ugly as the score would indicate, 108-90 against the Lakers. That honestly should be a sweep. I would like to give the Lakers enough credit to think maybe a gentleman's sweep. Maybe Luka comes back, but I'm not really feeling great about either of those two things. So I think we are truly on that collision course. OKC, maybe against San Antonio, but we're going to need the Spurs to not do what they just did in game one, and that is lose to Minnesota. We'll talk more about them a little bit later on. V, I'll start with you here in the NBA streets. Off of last night, again, 2 double-digit wins. Any big takeaways for you?
Man, OKC, only 18 points for Shea, and you just had an all-around effort from that team, as we've seen so many times. And no Jalen Williams. I thought that was going to be a bigger factor than it was, especially with how good the Lakers looked early on. But I don't know. With the game that Shea had, with the lack of free throws, the lack of points, and everything like that, I just don't know if you can really lose a game like that by 18 points. It sent a strong message about the Lakers. Austin Reeves looked terrible, and LeBron James can only do so much at like 65 years old. I mean, what are we still doing at this point in terms of them meeting the the Spurs? We'll get to that game, but the Timberwolves came and punched them in the mouth, and something I kind of thought was a foregone conclusion was those two teams meeting. Maybe not so much, but in terms of the other game, the Cavaliers just didn't look as good. And maybe that's the 7 games. I know both teams played 7, but it seemed like that Raptors series was a lot more blow for blow, very close game. And I don't know. I think the Pistons are significantly better, but do you think the Cavaliers have a chance, Shaggy, from what you've seen early or before you get into anything else?
I mean, that was kind of my biggest takeaway from what we saw last night is, the Cavs were up and down in that series against the Raptors for all 7 games, and they can't do anything on the road. They still can't get a win on the road, and they're going to need to if they want to beat the Pistons in advance. And I was kind of looking at it as you've got a Detroit team that's really surging in the right direction, coming off 3 straight wins to battle back and beat the Magic. Now they've got all the momentum starting off that series at home, and they took it to the Cavs. So shout out to the Pistons. Cleveland, you are going to need to figure out a way to win away from home if you want to keep your season alive.
relevant to last night, a buddy of mine, probably middle to late as far as that first game, that East game between the Cavs and the Pistons, he sent me a text, and this is our NBA generally group thread, and it says, the best player in the Eastern Conference is blank. Now, I had to think about it for a second. I'm curious, and I'm putting you guys on the spot here, not just here today, May 6th, or even necessarily doing I'm starting a franchise, which guy do I want? We don't need to go, because then age comes into play and all of that. But who do you believe right now, start of next season, let's put it that way, who is the best player in the Eastern Conference at this moment? Because I would say the West, it's a much more difficult decision of weight.
Jags, I'll let you go first.
Oh, I was going to speak directly to both of you, and I was going to say Jason Tatum. Coming off an injury, showing out, doing what he could in the Celtics series. No, that was part of a joke. I mean, you can't deny what Cade Cunningham's been doing. It's taken him some time to get to this level in the NBA. BNN is his 5th season in the league, so it has taken him some time. But the kid is clearly a stud, a scorer for all levels. We knew this in college too, watching him at Oklahoma State, and obviously the number 1 overall pick for a reason, and he's finally playing like it. So I would say Cade Cunningham is definitely up there, should be talked about as one of the best in the East.
Before I glaze Tatum, I will agree with the Cade statement. I do think that he is up there, and I think it's because he plays both sides of the basketball. Sometimes it's an undervalued skill that we kind of weight in our own brains, but when it comes to actually talking about these guys in MVP or best player conversations, not so much. I think Tatum is in that same way. He is our best defensive matchup. He matches up 1 through 5. He plays the 5, and he does a fantastic job of it. We saw what the Celtics looked without him. Yes, 56 wins, but in that one Game 7, the offense went stagnant. When he's not hitting shots, the offense is stagnant, and what they're capable of doing with him on the floor is vastly different. We've seen the on-off splits. We've seen everything he's done. He's also already in top 10 conversations in terms of playoff scoring, rebounding, everything. So this is a guy I want on my team, and I'm going with Jason Tatum. But I think the defense for both Cade and Tatum mirrors some of the guys in the Western Conference. Like Adam, you said it's a very tough conversation. I would say that 2 of the guys I'm looking at right now are Wembanyama, despite him only being in the league for such a short time, and Shea. And both guys, I would say, are good defenders. They might not be the best. They might not even be not Wemby, but Shea might not even be the best defender on his team, but he's not a liability. He's not someone that's going to get picked on, and he's going to get you a couple of blocks and steals combined every game, probably. So that's the guy I want on my team, and I think you got to mirror that same thing in the East. Cade and Tatum is the 2 guys I would look at.
Yeah, I mean, I think the West thing is fascinating. We don't need to have the conversation now, but, you didn't even mention him. I still think the best player in the world is Jokic, but it's not by a mile, and he may be on the verge of, tailing off in that conversation to where we do say it's Wemby or it's SGA. Certainly SGA is very much in his window. Wemby's got so much time in front of him. He's a baby out there, and he's still achieving what he's achieving. In the Eastern Conference, I would still, so I won't beat around the bush on it. I will tell you the answer probably is Cade Cunningham. My caveat is I would still put healthy Tatum ahead of him. Thing is, Tatum is not fully healthy yet. And we presume by opening night next year, he will be. But like V said, couldn't be out there on the floor participating in Game 7. Brad Stevens spoke with the media earlier today, the president of basketball operations for the C's, and acknowledged that he didn't look right in practices leading up to Game 7. It's why he wasn't out there. So just with what our eyes have in front of us now, yeah, it's Cade. What Cade is doing on that Pistons team is really nothing short of amazing. I know the East is still wide open, certainly has been wide open all year and entering the postseason, all of that, but I know Tobias Harris again went nuts in Game 7 against Orlando, but I still think that the secondary scoring depth on the Pistons is an issue, which puts that much more pressure on Cade Cunningham, and yet the team still wins. He was consistent as hell, even in the wake of the collapsed lung that he, had to recover from after a little bit of missed time. He was so good in that first round series, and obviously started off really well against Cleveland in game 1. So yeah, Pistons, it's feeling like it's going to be, and this is I guess a little bit of, game 1 recency bias in both cases, but it does feel like we're on the way to Pistons and Knicks coming up in the Eastern Conference Finals. But again, we can talk about that a little bit more later on. Anything from, we went mostly east there, and I know V, you started off talking about OKC, but I mean, is this like, how ugly do you think this gets? Is this going to be not only a 4-game sweep, Thunder against the Lakers, but an almost uncompetitive one at the same time? Like, are we going to get 4 double-digit wins?
I think that this is going to be a situation in which the Lakers are going to fight in that next game, because I'm really intrigued by the Luka decision. Luka coming back. I know that reports initially came out that he wouldn't be playing in this series, but reports also said that Anthony Edwards would be missing like about 4 to 6 weeks. And here he is in game 1 of this series. I do think that there's a chance of Luka coming back, whether they go back to LA down 2-0 and need him back, or if that's their signal to, hey, you know what, we're just going to wait till next season. You never know what's going to happen. You never know with these injuries. And I think that's going to be the biggest factor. If he is able to suit up for at least game 3, maybe this turns into that gentleman sweep type of thing you've been talking about, Adam. But even him coming back from such an extended injury for such a long period of missed time, it's hard for me to predict him playing 36 to 37 minutes anytime soon. So that's what really makes me pause when I look at this team. And I think that OKC, J-Dub or not, has just looked fantastic. And it's kind of hard to count them out or even think that they're going to have a game in which they slip up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I think this series could get ugly, to be honest with you. I mean, no Luke out there for the Lakers. You're asking a 65-year-old LeBron to do everything. And he did as much as he could last night. 27, 6, and 4. He had a very
10 points in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Exactly. A very efficient shooting night too from LeBron. But again, he's just one guy, and I don't think he has the help like the Thunder do when you look at their bench and their 6th, 7th, 8th man. They just got a much stronger rotation. So I could see the Thunder winning game 2 and then the Lakers kind of throwing in the towel, going back to LA. Hey, we're just going to sit Luka down, not going to risk it. Let's just go try again next year. So I do think this one could get a little ugly.
I think if that situation is what plays out, it's going to be an interesting offseason, just with LeBron not, doing that thing that he always does with the extension, Luka now being the guy in LA, and them kind of saying, hey, we're going to focus on his health going into next year rather than push it this year in LeBron's could be possible final year, not in the league, but with the Lakers. I just don't understand it's going to be a lot of fun to predict what happens in the offseason.
Before we go to baseball, speaking of offseason, I do want to bring up the Celtics because, again, Brad Stevens spoke with the media today, and he said a lot of things. For one, people have been making a huge deal nationally about these comments from Tracy McGrady, Jaylen Brown's mentor, about Brown being, deeply unhappy with the Celtics organization, and many have inferred that means he's going to ask for a trade or he just wants out. He wants his own thing. Of course, the comments off the Twitch stream that, he is, it was the most fun year of his career, and people immediately look at that and say, why is he saying this after blowing a 3-run first-round series lead? He's an NBA champion, an NBA Finals MVP. But he has a career year. He's going to get some MVP votes, maybe first team all NBA. And, oh, by the way, doesn't have his wingman for 75% of the year and got to really showcase himself. And it's the whole I before team and all of that stuff. It's going to obviously be a big thing this offseason. In fact, he is going to be streaming apparently with Kevin Garnett tonight at 7:30 on his Twitch feed. And it's going to be interesting to hear what comments come out of that, because this will be Brown's first opportunity to react to McGrady's comments and to react to Brad Stevens saying, Jaylen hasn't said anything to me. I talked with him on Monday and everything's incredibly positive. So there were questions today to Brad about style of play, all the 3-pointers, the JB stuff, the need for roster improvement. Obviously, the team needs a big. It was the biggest concern going into the season. It was one of the things that killed them in the playoffs against Joel Embiid, who could do whatever he wanted in those final couple of games. But I think maybe the most, interesting comment, and I don't know if interesting is the right word for it, guys, but Brad acknowledged, unprompted, that the team was 3-11 this year against the top 5 teams in the NBA that were not themselves. So the top 3 in the West and the other 2 among the top 3 in the East. Boston was 3-11 against those teams, which in many ways sort of feels like they know they overachieved dramatically compared to expectation on the way to 56 wins, and the changes are obviously needed come next year. So, V, I will begin with you, you being the other Celtics fan here in this window. What are you expecting here this offseason? What did you take away from what Brad had to say as he was reasonably forthcoming?
I agree with Brad. I think we all knew that going into the season that the center spot was going to be something that we needed to take care of. And yes, Nimi played like an MIP. I think that he was very, very good and overperformed what even like we thought, or most even like the most optimistic fans thought he could. And that's fantastic. But defensively, it reared its ugly head in the playoffs. And we saw that with Joel. We saw that with foul trouble throughout that first series. And if you look back at it over the last few years, the one constant when we go to battle with guys like Giannis or Joel, it's Al Horford. It's his ability to guard without fouling. It's his ability to bother your shot. It's his ability to make you earn every single bucket and play with strength. And I think that's exactly what the Celtics were missing. In terms of the comments about the 3-11, that was something I knew going into the postseason here too. And it was something that I was just trying to ignore because, you know what I mean? Like when I put on these green glasses here, I am a Celtics fan first, and I'm going to always think we're going to win these games. But it's true. We didn't perform, and that's when you need your best players, when you need your closer, and I think that's Jason Tatum. But I do think, like he said, you need to have the ability to go inside. And I think not only does finding a big man that can score do that, but I do think that Tatum's ability in the PNR opens that up. Without the PNR this year, really no inside scoring came from the Celtics. If you've looked at them, they were a bottom 5 paint scoring team. And yes, I know they take a ton of threes. I don't think they need to alter the game plan too much, but I do think they need to have the ability to go inside and out. And Jaylen Brown's drive and kick ability just wasn't there, especially in the postseason. I think that this is a situation in which changes are needed, but we really sold off the roster last season, right? We wanted to get under the cap. And if you're going to look at the Celtics roster right now, there's a ton of flexibility there. And not just like if you're moving the big guys in terms of player exemptions, in terms of great contracts. Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser are 2 of the most team-friendly contracts in the league. I'm just saying there's a ton of trade pieces around, and there's a ton of assets we still possess. I do think that this is a Celtics team that's going to see changes in the offseason. And like Brad said, they need an inside scoring threat. It's something that has to come. And on JB streaming, man, come on. Like the day after the game, do we need to be doing this right now? The funniest tweet, I will say this, that I saw was, are we really gifting 20 subs to a max contract player? What are we doing? What are we doing, chat? Oh, I don't know. I'm a little salty. But I think it's going to be an off-season of change, and Tatum coming back is going to be the biggest change for the Celtics going into next year. Yeah.
My biggest thing with Brad Stevens is he happy as an executive for the Celtics?
Okay.
He's not going back to college.
I know a lot of college teams that could use a good coach nowadays.
He's
incredibly
happy. He's living.
You forget this guy, Horizon League Coach of the Year, led the Butler Bulldogs to back-to-back NCAA national championships.
Brad wanted to go back to coaching. I mean, at this point, with what the college game has become, go get an NBA job. Go coach your Indiana Pacers. Go waste your time back in college. That's not happening. I'm not saying he's never ever doing it, but no time soon.
Right. Yeah, when you heard Brad Stevens pitches during and at the end of the college basketball year was absolutely hilarious. Like if he needs a real challenge, he should come. He should come down here.
Needs a real challenge. Maybe fix these Boston Celtics and get them back over the hump. All right, baseball, boys. Afternoon baseball, always my favorite part of a hump day Wednesday. So 3 games already in, and that is the Rays blanking the Blue Jays at home. Brewers took care of the Cardinals with relative ease, 6-2, and the Dodgers throttled the Astros. There are games that are in progress as well. We've got 7th inning, Padres up in San Francisco 3-1. The White Sox are trailing 5-1 in LA against the Angels, and the Angels have the bases loaded with 2 outs, so they may be tacking on more here momentarily. And we also have the Braves, who are losing in Seattle 1-0 in the 5th. In fact, getting 1 hit right now. Both the Rays and Dodgers, for anyone curious, were system plays that are in. So I take it back. The Dodgers were not. I just have them in a parlay. The Rays were a system play. Other system plays today, and we are up about 7 units now on the season with these MLB system plays. Yankees, Royals, Phillies, Orioles, Cubs, Mets. Again, Yankees, Royals, Phillies, Orioles, Cubs, Mets. All money line. Those are plays that I have in pocket for today, again, based on the MLB system. But Shags, I go to you here first. And Kev, thank you. W system is right, at least right now. Let's knock on wood, hope that continues. What do you have for today, be it games that have already happened, those in progress, or some still to come under the lights?
Yep, still one happening tonight. And you actually listed this team, so I'm glad your system likes it. I'm taking it a step further, and I'm backing the Yankees on the run line. Yankees -1.5, got +105 for this play. They're facing the Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi on the bump for Texas, and Texas just in general kind of slumping. They've lost 3 of their lost 3 straight. They've also lost 6 of their last 8 overall. The Yankees on a nice winning streak, trying to keep it going. Eovaldi has been ripped apart this year. Now he is coming off pitching 7 scoreless innings against the Yankees in his last start. But on the road, his ERA does increase. His whip balloons up to 1.63 as well. And I was actually talking to our friend Danny Burke just about some baseball betting theory of, okay, you have players that get familiar with the pitcher. They're going to see him often. Do you lean more towards the batters or the pitchers being able to make an adjustment? And he told me
little batter.
Exactly. And he said he leans more towards the batters. Just maybe you get a better sense of the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand, get to learn his tendencies, that kind of thing. So I like the Yankees to put some runs on the board today, even though they just got shut out by this guy. Like I said, they've been red hot. They've won 5 in a row, 13-5 at Yankee Stadium. All their splits increase at home as well. So I got the Yankees to win by 2, +105 tonight against the Rangers.
V, will you be in the MLB streets at all today? Or are you saving yourself for NBA?
I'm always in the MLB streets. It's always about, am I willing to give it out or not? That's the question. After a good day yesterday, I'm at 2 plays. One of them is Juan Soto. Now, this game didn't get a chance to go yesterday, but the Mets are in Colorado. And when teams are in Colorado, one thing I love to do is bet home runs. Soto has not been the best. He's not hit his total bases prop in the last 4 games, but tonight he's matched up with Michael Lorenzen, and Lorenzen just gives up a ton of hard contact, a ton of contact in general. And this is a matchup that I am willing to bet that Soto busts out of the slump. The over 1.5 total bases from -115 is something I really like. If you want to take the RBI for some plus money action, I wouldn't hate that as well. I also did sprinkle the home run at +310. That's the price I got. I think you can get +315s out there if you do find a good line. But again, Coors Field, I mean, the altitude, the wind, everything, it's made for home runs. So give me Juan Soto to knock one out of the park in Colorado, in Denver tonight.
I could tell you guys, so I don't – occasionally I'll bet a home run. Usually if there's a boost, I don't necessarily go out of my way to bet a home run just by itself because – I mean, look, it's not easy to hit a home run. It is a difficult thing to predict. But there was a boost on the fun book, as I like to say, with it was basically a no sweat bet specific to home runs. And if you're going to do that, you're not just going to bet one guy, right? It's a no sweat bet. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bet a 5-legger together yesterday. That was $10 because that's my max to pay out $10K. I thought, let's get rich, right? Let's pull a slop. Let's make all the money today. Let's steal from the books. Guys, in a matter of speaking, and I will explain, I lost this bet by 1 leg. Now, it's not as good as it sounds.
Okay.
The very first guy who was playing was Kaz Okamoto for Toronto, and he had a home run in the first inning. So I was like, okay, here we go. This is going to be the day, right? So then I have 2 guys in the Yankees game. I have Ben Rice and I have Aaron Judge. Ben Rice apparently doesn't play. He voids out. Aaron Judge plays. doesn't home run. Parlay dead. But then as the day goes along, I have Murakami for the White Sox, also voids, doesn't play. And then I have Matt Olson to close the night.
Who bangs?
And he homers in I think it was the 9th inning that he homered.
Yeah.
So what was a 5-legger voided out to a 3-legger, and I got 2 out of the 3. If not for freaking Yankee Aaron Judge, who's supposed to be a home run machine, I don't know what the reduced payout from the 10K on the 3 legs would have been. I mean, we did get a plus 310, a plus 520. Obviously, Judge would have been, I don't know, plus 230 or something like that. I'd have to actually take a calculator and do the math. I'm not going to bother because it didn't hit. But a 5-legger that technically only missed by 1 leg on a home run. I don't know. I felt like I achieved something there.
I mean, Adam, doesn't that make you want to go back?
What's that?
Doesn't that make you want to go back? I feel like in honor of that, at the end of the show,
I'm not going back tonight. No way.
We gotta cook up a little home run parlay. The 3 of us on here. First time the trio on here the show. Come on.
Half the slate is over.
Exactly. that only gives us reason to get surgical.
Options are limited. Let's say B says he missed out on a 6-legger plus 25 to 1 by 6.
Chad, all I'm telling you is after hearing that story, if you don't go bet Aaron Judge to hit a home run today, you just don't like
you know what's going to happen.
He is 100% homering today.
Oh, absolutely. Probably first at bat. He might go twice.
Yeah, put your entire bankroll on Aaron Judge, the homer today.
Don't tempt me, Adam. Don't tempt me.
Do it. Yeah, if I had another homer boost, I'd get right after it. No,
man.
It wasn't even because it died so early. I didn't even really have a chance to be frustrated by it. But man,
that's good.
If I had, let's just say this had gone differently in terms of the order, and I had Okamoto and Olson already in, and the others voided, and then it just all came down to Judge, and there would have been a nice cash out opportunity and all these things. That would have been.
It would have hurt a little more.
That would have been something to think about for sure.
Kept you up at night.
Who doesn't love the homer streets though? You got to play around in those just a little.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
Man. All right. Well, Shags, we're halfway through the show.
We are.
I think that is a very appropriate time to go to the soccer streets, the football streets, where we did see. I don't know if this was an upset or a surprise to people, but PSG with a nice win earlier today. I was on Arsenal yesterday just as part of a parlay, and the parlay died because I had Arsenal to, advance, which obviously happened. But as part of the parlay, I had 2+ goals in the game, just in the match, like both teams. And of course, it ends at 1-0. I'm like, damn it. Like, I thought for sure. Wait, how hard is it going to be to get 2 goals? But
it's tough.
Wasn't it 1-0 again today, too?
Yep. Today was 1-0 PSG, low scoring game. I was actually on Bayern Munich to advance and to win the UCL, so those tickets out the window. I should have just stuck to my gut, which was the under. After 9 goals between the two teams last week, under 4.5 was clearly the freest bet on the board. But it is what it is.
So what are you doing next?
Yep. Tonight we do have some Champions Cup. So some CONCACAF Champions Cup. We got an MLS side against a Liga MX team. We got Toluca FC hosting LAFC in the second leg of their Champions Cup semifinals. So win and you're in. LAFC with a 2-1 aggregate lead going into this game. But Toluca is a massive favorite. Being at home, minus 235 on the money line. The books clearly think that Mexican side is going to be able to tie things up and even advance on aggregate score. But I disagree, and I will be backing LAFC to advance, actually, at plus 126 is the number that I snagged. Now, I'm kind of viewing this as we're getting LAFC on the double chance line, which means if LAFC wins, great, we cash our bet, they move on. If LAFC earns a draw, that's okay because they'll win on aggregate score and advance. So plus 126 for kind of the double chance here with LAFC. Even on the road, I think they're going to be able to handle Toluca. This is one of the best back lines in all of the MLS. They started off the MLS season with 6 straight shutouts. They have 8 shutouts in 10 matches so far this MLS season. And again, you're going on the road with an aggregate lead all you got to do is play well defensively. So I think LAFC has it in them. I think they're able to at least earn the draw here, which would cash our bet as they'd advance to the Champions Cup final via aggregate score. So LAFC just to advance plus 126 through our good friends at Lucky Rebel.
Are we going to get a soccer play as part of the show parlay later? Is that going to happen?
I mean, if you want, we certainly could. If we want, we could just stick with playoffs or baseball, because the soccer getting a little frisky there. But to advance, if you'd like.
So, oh God, guys, I wasn't. We even joked about it earlier. I wasn't going to do the Vrabel stuff today. I was not going to do the Vrabel stuff today.
Oops.
And I just saw a tweet from TMZ.
What is it, Adam? What's it say?
Crazy Pellet. Do it. Talk about Vrabel, Adam. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and former NFL insider Diana Rossini rented a boat together back in 2021 while she was pregnant. Vrabel and Rossini were the only people on board for the 2 to 3 hour rental, according to a source. Diana gave birth to that child shortly after and named her son Michael.
Dog!
Wow.
There is no conclusion that a person can logically come to other than those two were in love. And I'm not, look, the heart wants what the heart wants. I am not condemning love. Obviously, stepping outside of your marriage and enjoying that love elsewhere, that's a whole other moral issue that, I'm not going to be the morality police. You feel how you feel about whatever it is you want to feel. But the fact that these two, like, the receipts keep coming. As the expression goes, the Rossini files are never ending. And now everybody is wondering what's next. And not even so much what's next for Mike Vrabel, but when, like Stugatz has been now starting to talk lately because he's apparently good friends with Rossini, and not divulging specifics to their conversations, but sort of intimating that something is coming, whether it is her, maybe she launches her own thing, right? Like maybe she launches a podcast and says, like, first episode is where we're going to discuss this. I mean, what better way to get yourself immediate subs, right? Or maybe, I don't think she's like going on, a news program. I don't think she's going on The View, but like, could she go on Call Her Daddy or a podcast like that? I'm not even being funny. I'm like, seriously. I mean,
no, you're absolutely right.
How many like significant female celebrities or popular, people are going on, and female, obviously all female. That's
whole situation played out like that. You had the PR lady, the one who worked for that said CEO or whatever. She was on a podcast talking about it, and and it's just like, I don't know. This all feels super strange to me. I'm not here to condone cheating, but I'm also not going to hear to shit on love. Like, obviously, they rented a boat to be together with their possible child. I don't know. I feel bad for the family, the kid. He's probably sitting there looking at this and wondering. I mean, it was already bad enough. His name was Michael.
Well, no, the kid's 4 years old. The kid's oblivious to
thank
all
God.
Yeah,
thank God.
Well, I mean, Vrabel's kids are older though.
Yeah, I know, but at least the kid who might be his is a little, you know what I mean? In terms of the trauma scale, like it's I don't know. The whole situation's fucked. If you guys were in love, should have just cut the cords with your marriages, and I don't know. People keep digging because it's a story, and this is what sells these days, right? Like, how important is it for us to know these things? Is it really important at all? I don't think so.
Well, that's my whole thing with this story is, I saw it come out, and, I'm not big into the celeb gossip, all that stuff. I thought this was just going to kind of fizzle out pretty quickly, and it clearly hasn't. It's been going on for multiple weeks now. We keep getting more and more Easter eggs. Yeah, exactly. We keep getting more coming out to this story. It doesn't seem like there's an end until, maybe Diana just has to go on a podcast and set the record straight. Who knows?
I
But
mean, I just like some people have theorized, I've seen, I don't remember who, probably multiple people have had this, but like, does Vrabel try and approach her with an NDA at this point, and just silence the whole thing? But if she, and I don't know what her earnings were, but if the reports out there are true, if she was making in the vicinity of $1 million a year over at the Athletic, how much money do you have to pay her to keep quiet? Like, so I don't, I mean, that's more money, I think, than anyone is reasonably doling out. So, at a certain point, I just don't know specifically. It just sort of feels like everything is at this point what people thought it was and what it looks like. And so if that is the case, and I will continue with the caveats, right? But if that is true, I don't really know, like, there is no clearing your name. Like, and that doesn't mean she's never going to work again or anything like that. She isn't good at her job. I don't know what there is to be gained by attempting to, quote unquote, set the record straight when you're just going to come out theoretically and say what everyone believes already anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lose-lose.
This feels like a situation that might have gone away a lot sooner had Vrabel not kept the job. But with the Ime situation, right away he was
totally
let go, and of course that was more of an in-house thing, and it wasn't like it was more inappropriate with him being in a position of power, all that, et cetera, et cetera. But with Vrabel not going anywhere, I think it's going to be something that not only is it going to be picked at for stories and more views, but opposing teams and people who have a bone to pick with Rossini, which feels like there was a ton of them now all of a sudden, right? Mm-hmm. People have this story, people have that story. I don't know. It's like if male reporters could like do the same thing, they would, but they're not trying to sleep with men. Do you know what I mean? So I don't love all the extracurricular stuff that the media is trying to bring into it. Like, oh, this probably voted or warped how she voted for things and this and that. I don't know. I just don't see it being that deep. So maybe we can just move on. And I think she'll be back in media, but we need a little bit of time.
Pablo Torre over at Meadowlark just got a Pulitzer for his reporting on the Clippers. I want Pablo on the case. I want the facts. Put Pablo on it. Start a hashtag.
Oh man, Pablo's
been on. Get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, he's
I'm sure. Look, he's acknowledged that he's making calls. It's not like this is one of those things he's just not interested.
You love us, B. Dot. You know you love us.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a buffer, but apparently it's not working out.
That wasn't that. Look, it could be it. Name your coach. Like could have been Sean Payton, and we'd be having the exact same conversation. This is not about the Patriots or Mike Vrabel. This is about the scandal that is. No. God. Anyway, some of the texts that are flying through on my computer too. I can love to be able to read those to you guys right now. Let's go to the NBA. Let's go back to the NBA, but let's look to tonight, fellas, where we have got 2 games on the docket, and that is again a couple of double-digit favorites. Gonna be so competitive tonight. The Knicks with no Joel Embiid. Where was this in the first round, Joel? Could have used you not playing those last couple of games. Joel Embiid, apparently due to a slew of injuries, is not playing in this game tonight for Philadelphia. So the Knicks at home are 10.5-point favorites to take a 2-0 series lead. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves, despite coming off the win, 10.5-point dogs. Same line in San Antonio with the Spurs looking to even up that series and turn it into a best of 5. I've started with V so frequently. Shags, I go to you first. Do you have NBA plays in pocket tonight?
I do. I've got one in pocket. I am completely avoiding that East Coast game. New York obviously took it to Philly, but they shot 63%, right, from the field, over 50% from deep as well. I think they're due for a little bit of regression there. So nothing from me. As far as the Minnesota-San Antonio game, I will be on the Spurs in the first half, minus the 5.5. Minus 115 is what we snagged. And, the thinking here is, number one, obviously the books set the exact same line, So they're not reading too much into that game one loss for the Spurs. They still got faith in this hometown team. And for me, the Spurs, you got to come out and make a statement, right? You can't wait until the second half to try and push through. And, maybe Minnesota does make a push in the second half, given why I went with the Spurs in the first. But you got to come out strong in those first 2 quarters, make a statement in front of your hometown crowd. Let them know that, hey, last night was a fluke. 2 nights ago, it was a fluke. We're still the better team here. We're still in it to win it. So give me the Spurs first half -5.5 against the T-Wolves tonight.
I like that. Yeah, I think this is a situation in which you have to kind of come out firing. Wemby played like crap. De'Aaron Fox played like crap. Stephon Castle fouled out of that game once again. Second straight game he's fouled out of. Third straight he's found himself in foul trouble. This is an all-around effort from everybody, top to bottom, that needs to be better. Anthony Edwards came back, played off the bench, 25 minutes. 10 of those minutes came in the fourth quarter. He played a ton of fourth quarter minutes. So that also makes me like this too, Shags, is the fact that they are saving his minutes and saving what he's able to do out there, because I don't think it's an injury where he's not necessarily at the level, like, in terms of cardio. He's not there because they can't put that many minutes on a guy who is dealing with the knee strain issue that he's dealing with. So because of that, if his minutes are coming later in that second half, it feels confident. It makes me more confident, in the Spurs on the first half here, just with the energy they're going to have to come out in. And I mean, you can't come out and get punched in the mouth back-to-back nights here at home, especially when you're the favorite. Adam, how are you?
Big of a favorite too.
Yeah,
I want that play in the lay. I was debating personally, just internally, I was debating between San Antonio first quarter or first half, and there is, obviously you're just. Granted, you need the bigger number in the first half versus the quarter, but you are dealing with more time to, adjust in case you do get off to a slower start. Now, first quarter, without pulling it up, if 5.5 is the first half, first quarter is probably 2.5. But I mean, I could go either way. If we all like first half, let's go first half. But I tend to agree, and I say this even as someone who was burned repeatedly by the Celtics late in round one about just believing blindly in the bounce back, that of course you need to come out at home and make a statement and blah 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 blah, and it just didn't happen time and time again. I do think San Antonio, led by Wemby and the rest of that cast, who again many of those guys, as V said, coming off dud games in round one, despite how close it was, I think they are going to come out and answer. Now, I don't know about covering 10.5 points, but I've certainly got the Spurs in my money line parlays, much as I have the Knicks in my money line parlays, and I do like that 5.5 first half line.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm seeing a flat 3 or 3.5 for the first quarter, actually. So it might be worth just going with the first half.
Sure.
Yeah, I got a couple of props in this one too. I was looking at before we move on to that next game. First one is a guy I was just talking about, Stephon Castle, over 12.5 AR. This is a guy who needs to be better. He played 28 minutes in that game, and he has become such a big part of this offense and what he does, not only on the offensive side, but defensively. He probably is their best defender on that team, and it's why he so often finds himself in foul trouble, because he's guarding guys like Anthony Edwards and guys that are attacking the rim. I do think this is a guy that has to be better in this game. He's a guy who's flirted with a triple-double, and despite 5 straight misses, the 15 prior games to that, he had hit this line in 13 of those 15 games. It's really about playing time. It's really about a playoff whistle that he hasn't really adjusted to, and I do think that going into this game with everything on the line here, he's going to have to be better at over 12.5. The other one that I took in this one, it's a little bit more of a sweat, and I'm going to need you to put the banner up for this, Alex. Rudy Gobert. Over 1.5 assists at -130. This is a line that he has hit against the Spurs in 6 straight games, including 3 assists in that game 1 matchup. This is just a spot in which centers against Wembanyama have a tendency to pass the ball just a little bit more because of his shot blocking ability, and especially off of offensive rebounds. The two of them went at each other in that first game. He really did a good job of keeping Wemby under control on the offensive side. I do think that Gobert's going to have to be out there to play a ton of minutes, and 2 assists just felt like a number low enough that I'm willing to sweat it out, even if it takes till the fourth quarter for him to hit this.
We've got, Biz in the chat says, can we get a T-Wolf sweep? And then Jerry responds, I'm praying for it, intern Alex. I mean, truly, unless you are a Timberwolves fan, how is anyone rooting for Minnesota in this series? I honestly say that, and that's not just because I think the Spurs and Thunder would be, as our guy SPJ always likes to say, absolute cinema. Yeah, I'm rooting for that. I think that would be a blast. But also, like, who isn't entertained by the Spurs? I mean, they are, like, someone asked me going into the year, who's your league pass team? Which, I guess the Spurs don't really fit the criteria because they're just nationally televised so often that you don't have to resort to league pass. But if there's a team that is not my own, the Celtics, that I want to watch every single night, it's the Spurs. Wemby is, well, an alien, right? I mean, he is incredible. And then Castle and Harper and Fox and I love watching that team. The Timberwolves are just boring. They are boring to watch play basketball. And I say this having watched them in the Western Finals each of the last 2 years. I'm good. Like I like, what draws you truly? This is I'm not even asking this rhetorically. Chat or you guys, like, somebody please tell me what is alluring about watching the Timberwolves, because they do not entertain me at all.
Anthony Edwards,
yeah, exactly.
fairly entertaining. That's about it, though.
Yeah, but he's not healthy.
They got Kevin Durant. We got Jaden McDaniels, and that's been the story. The first series, what does he say? He's like, hey, you go at them. And then what did he do? He went at them, and then he fucking finished that team off in 6. I don't know. There's an aura to the Minnesota team. It might not be the same, and I might hate to say it because obviously Anthony Edwards and all that kind of stuff. This team has been a lot of fun to watch. Rudy Gobert deserves his flowers for the 2 matchups that he has seen so far in the first 2 rounds. Obviously, it was a 1-game sample size against Victor. We're going to see what happens next. But he did a great job of keeping Jokic in check. And then now he's picked up right where he left off against Wemby. We'll see if that lasts. But, hey, got to give Rudy his flowers, man. The guy has been guy's been great.
I mean, look at all these people in the chat that are trying to make the case here, talk to garner some attention because of what they did in the last couple of years. Gerald, I watched Julius Randle highlight tapes to get off. Nobody is watching Julius Randle highlight tapes.
I saw, who say, like, you should be banned from this platform, and I had to go see what he said. And I was like, what could it be that's so bad? And there it is.
Found it.
I mean, if it's his Kentucky highlights, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe not in the NBA, but.
All right, boys, we got 8 minutes of one more game. I don't think we can spend any more time on Julius Randle, on dubious handles.
Or can we? All right, yeah, let's go to the other game here. Are the Knicks going to they smacked around the Sixers in game 1. Could it be, which, by the way, is now 3 straight massacres by the New York Knicks, who are definitely playing the best basketball in the Eastern Conference right now. Do you expect another one tonight here, Shags?
I mean, yes, but I am worried a little bit just because of how well they shot in game 1. I feel like that's got to come back down to earth. But, I mean, you said it. They have been just blowing through anyone that stands in their way. And I'm certainly not looking to fade the Knicks in this spot, but I'm a little hesitant to back them here, laying 10 points at home.
Yeah, 10 points feels like a ton, man. And I know that, like, SPJ likes 9.5, but the line has now since moved to 10.5. I don't think that this team is better without Joel. Just a couple of quick stats. You can see it. They average close to 120 points per game with him on the floor versus just under 116 with him off the floor. The defense even gets a 1.5 better. No Joel is a big deal. And I know that we love to talk about buy the bad news. Sometimes in the postseason, that's not the move. The Knicks look fantastic. I just don't know what the Sixers can do to match it without Joel's scoring output. I did take somebody, though, that has been fantastic in games without Joel, just to get this off. VJ Edgecombe over 24.5. In his last 20 games without Joel, he has hit this line in 16 of the 20 games. He's averaging a combined 30.3 points, rebounds, and assists in these games. And in the playoffs here against the Knicks, he's had a big game. And I do think that this is going to be one of those spots where you need this kid to be better than he actually is. Better than a rookie is what I mean to say. You need him to play like that if you want to win this series, because no Joel and you want to steal one on the road, you need one of those types of games from a guy that you're not expecting, that we have seen so many times in the playoffs, both this year and years past.
You know who in the chat going on and on about Podcast P. Is Paul George going to, honestly, just kind of carry over what he has been doing, turning back the clock this postseason?
Oh man, I hate it because I bet his points in that game 7 and hoping I would jinx it, and I did. He went under, and we still lost, so that wasn't great. But 13 points, his threes line has hit in 6 straight. Like who said, I just can't get to the window on Podcast P, man. I can't stand that guy. But I will say, you can't undo the steroids, right? You can't undo them once you serve the suspension. I mean, Shags, any props pique your interest at all?
No props for me. Like I've said, I'm a novice NBA guy. I got to stay off the triple black diamond. That is those player props. So just sides and totals for me, and actually no more totals because I have not been doing well on those in the association.
Anything on the ice from either of you before we start to build out our lay and get out of the way?
I do actually have a player prop on the ice. Okay. I'm taking Jacob Dobesh, the Montreal Canadiens goaltender, over his saves, 26.5 minus 110 is what we found. Now, this is not a bet that the Canadiens are going to play rock solid and he's going to save everything coming his way. I think just the Sabres are going to be able to get plenty of pucks on net and force this guy to do his job and earn his paycheck between the posts tonight. So, Buffalo at home, they really did take it to Boston. Total shots on goal was kind of declining towards the back end of that series, but some of the games that the Canadiens gave up on the road against Tampa Bay, allowing 29, 35, even 40 shots on goal. I think that should be plenty for the Sabres to produce to get Dobesh over his saves here. So Jacob Dobesh, keeper for the Montreal Canadiens, over 26.5 saves.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a show coming up after us, right? Top of the hour. Fellas are coming in for expected bets 4. So before we get to them, and don't keep them waiting too long, let's build out a lay. Now, like I said, you guys smacked yesterday. I was not a part of that, but we smacked as a show here a week ago, the last time we had one, which was just south of a 10-1. It was like plus 950. So brought that one home. Wonderful. Let's try and do it again. I don't know if intern Alex is going to want to get involved, obviously, in this, if he's got some thoughts. But yeah, fellas, I'm guessing we start off with the first half play on the San Antonio Spurs. We can, whoever wants to, I'm building out here on the fun book for me just so I can see what it looks like. But, I know that Alex or someone will be shopping around here, get the best number. What else do we want to add to this thing?
So got Spurs on the spread in the first half. Well, what about, I like the hockey play, Shags. Buffalo's been firing. Yeah. They've been just absolutely balls to the wall. I can see the over 26.5. And hey, if you get an overtime game, then it's all great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. So we go to the goalies here. And let's see. So 26.5.
Boom.
You also have, you have alt save options as well in the 60-minute line, if that's appealing to you, or if you wanted to just chase the 26.5 and know it's 60-minute line regardless, actually. That's what I have. Do you have that elsewhere?
No. That's just on the fun book. Yeah, they do those 60-minute lines, which can end up screwing you.
Yeah, that can bite you.
So yeah, I'm building it elsewhere as well, but I think just the regular line 26.5 is good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like that Grimes play. You know who? But I can never rely on that guy. What do you guys think about VJ? I also did like, OG. I forgot to pitch him, but go read my scribbles for the full write-up on him. OG Anunoby over 24.5 PR.
Is Anne Hathaway going to be at the game?
I mean, spiritually, she's always there now, because if she said those things about me, she'd always be in my head. Like,
Right.
So, OG, but we could just do a VJ. I think he's had some great games without Embiid. He's going to see a ton of volume, and Nick Nurse is always willing to play him like 40 minutes if need be.
What was the number again?
24.5 PRA.
All right, looking for that here real quick. Make sure we're consistent.
Mr. VJ.
Oh, yeah, 24.5. So he's coming off 15 for anybody curious, by the way. Yep. But 33-25 in the 2 games prior to that.
Do we go to the diamond, or do we take a Stephon Castle? finish night.
I would like to, if you guys don't have an aversion to it, I would like to add in Nick's money line.
Yep.
It actually jumps the play more than you would expect.
I get
So
down with
That's
Nick's
fine by
money.
me.
Yep.
Yeah, so we can throw
Absolutely.
and yeah, as far as baseball goes, which one did you say that you were on that was part of the system?
I'm on the Yankees. I took them on the run line, but we could definitely just throw a money line in if we need something.
I mean, yeah, I would be down for a Yankees money line.
Yankees money line is fine with me.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Biz, did you have some thoughts? I mean, we're at 5 legs, but if you have
5 legs is enough for. I'm getting plus 1,200.
well, do you have a compelling argument to do something that you have as opposed to something that we have?
You guys are the host, man. I'm gonna trust you.
All right. All pressure's on us. All right, Alex. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get blamed for hooking us again.
Exactly.
Smart guy. Smart
You
guy.
can't deal with Adam's angry texts again. They go out every week on Wednesdays.
Like Shaggy said earlier, the safest bet is to not bet.
That's true.
Money
That's
in your
true.
pocket.
Yeah, I mean, you can't possibly lose by not playing.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a good way to get nowhere in life.
will be tailing though.
Oh yeah. All right. Plus 1,200 feels nice. Alex, you got the graphic?
Uh-huh.
So where do we? Because I'm getting the same number 2 on the fun book here, but actually I'm a little bit more. I'm at plus 1,230. But what?
Better?
Yeah, well, but maybe not, because again, I'm dealing with a 60-minute line on this goaltender.
Saves, right?
So where are you shopping around to not to avoid the 60-minute line?
I've got
Donkey Kong.
You got the
I've got
green book?
1193 on the green book.
Yeah.
11 plus,
Yep.
plus 1193.
Our
is
homies
what I'm
over at
looking
Lucky
at.
Rebel too. They're not a 60-minute line guy. You can go use them if you want.
All right,
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
it's not shameless at all. This program.
Yeah.
I'll whip it up in Lucky Rebel, and I'll post whichever one has the longer odds, so we look cool.
All
There we
right.
go.
See,
Boom.
chat. Review transparency.
That's a producer doing his job.
I may,
All
I may have to look around and shop around a little bit on my own over here, see what I can find out.
Chat, make sure you bet Aaron Judge to hit a home run just because Adam's not going to.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that should be part of the parlay. It's not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not
But-
gonna. But it should be.
It is Yankees money line.
You know what's
Honorary.
going to happen?
Yeah, the Yankees are going to put up 7 runs because Aaron Judge is going to homer 3 times.
Aaron Judge will hit the first ever 7-run home run.
Godforsaken game.
It's even better
Unbelievable.
because he's a Red Sox fan, and Aaron Judge was like,
It's true. It hurt more on account of that.
"All right, we gotta get
All
out
right.
of here."
Yeah, we do. I'm just I'm rebuilding this on a different book just so I can make sure that it's always good to shop around, fellas.
I would say if you're building it on old GMG, it's only 1095 there, so that's not worth it.
Yeah, I've got an 1170 on the Book of Kings. If you actually I shouldn't say that. There are kind of 2 books of Kings, right? It's the it's the books of
The Roman Empire book? Is that
Roman
what you're trying to
Empire
say?
book. Thank you. That's what it's called.
Nice.
Yeah,
There
the
you
Roman
go.
Empire book. Again,
There we
that's
go.
Nick's money line, which is the juicy play. Over 24.5 PRA VJ Edgecombe in that same game. The over on maybe that's that's probably a part of my problem here. I got to go back on old Dobes. The over on 26.5 saves in that game for the Sabres there. Let me grab that. Yeah. And okay, I'm over 1,200 now. And
there you
then Spurs minus 5.5 first half. And that's it, right? That's what we got.
That'll do.
That'll do you.
1260 on Days of the Year book. 1260. I think
Days
that's
of
the
the
best line I
year,
got.
bro.
Days of the Year book. You guys
like
can
that.
figure that one out.
I like that. That's good. All right. Well, Shags, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you do it more often. I don't know if this was just for giggles or if you're going to be here more regularly, but we always welcome you, my friend.
Hey, I appreciate that the invite's open. Maybe I'll be here. You never know when I'm going to pop up.
Very
Love
good.
it.
All
Love
right. For intern Alex behind the scenes, John, Vsauce, Shags, Kaufman, afternoon Betspresso. We get out of the way. Hockey talk on the way. Expected bets 4 is coming up right meow.
Go.
I'm
Well,
live.
like-
Can you guys see me?
No. Are we getting
I'm live. I'm live reporting right now from TD Garden, where it appears the lights are off. Do you guys know what happened? Do you guys know what happened right now? The Bruins lost, right, to the Sabres, but no way. The Celtics lost as minus 900 favorites against the 76ers. No way, right? They were up 3-1, weren't they? They were up 3-1. They couldn't have won. They had to have won that series, right? Franco, you're 76ers. Yeah, you live in Philly, right? They lost that series.
I'm pretty sure they won. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Boston closed it out.
Yeah, no, Boston had to win. I don't know why the lights are off, huh? Maybe I'll see if I can go around the other side of the building and find out what's going on. But no way the lights are off right now. What is going on, everyone? And welcome into Expected Bets 4. I had to do that. I was sitting here this morning and I was like, I got to figure out a creative way to troll Boston fans today, and that's what I came up with. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. The less Boston, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Boston fans.
I don't care. Screw them. So happy.
You're getting out of city.
Being right now in city center in Boston right now, it is incredible. The city is dead. People are down in the dumps. They have nothing.
And you're just dancing down the street.
The socks are terrible. Mac Jones, or not even Mac Jones. I always call him Mac Jones. Drake May is coming off one of the worst Super Bowl performances I've ever seen, and that's their shining light of hope. Their coach is entangled with a reporter. The city is crumbling, and I am just sitting there drinking it all in. It is so joyous. I have been here for 10 years, and it's like that Skip Bayless clip when I think he was arguing with like Shannon Sharp. He's like, it's my turn. It's my turn right now. I can finally be happy in the city that I've been miserable in for so long. My turn. How's it going though? What are you guys doing?
I can't really root too hard for my city or my team right now. So
yeah, do we want to talk? I guess we'll talk about that first.
Nah, I mean, the season was great. This is they held their own. They were better than I expected in the playoffs against a tough opponent. It stings a little bit because it did feel winnable, Mammoth taking down Vegas. But Vegas seems like one of those teams that gets better game by game. And, I mean, Torts, say what you will about him. He's a good coach. He has a shelf life, but he is a good coach. And right now, you're getting the upswing for him. It's a playoff tested and proven roster. So I am all happy with the season as a whole. That last game was a little disappointing, but onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Outside of the Leafs winning the lotto, though. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
blasphemy.
Sticking with the Utah thing, and then we'll get into Leafs for 1 second.
Okay.
Pushing the Torts button was kind of that wild card option that you're like, well, Vegas has done crazy stuff, and sure enough, they did it. And you're like, you just got to take your hat off and just tip it to them. Be like, you know what? Sometimes when this franchise has shown that it just doesn't care about anything in terms of personnel side of things, I guess in terms of blowback, that's like a respectful way of saying it. They pushed the button. And they did it, and they care about winning, and that's pretty much only about it. And it
works.
Yeah, it works.
I talked about this on Puckett. I don't mind hedging any Colorado bets I have with Vegas at this point to make it to the Cup Finals, potentially winning it.
Do you have a lot of Colorado futures?
I don't, but I'm saying, like, if you do, I think we are at least getting a clear team who could come out of the West and beat Colorado. And honestly, to me, it was always Edmonton or them. Edmonton, I felt worse about than what I'm seeing from Vegas right now.
Any
Honestly,
concern?
I feel opposite.
Yeah. Is there?
Really?
I mean, after we'll get to the series in a bit, but
Okay.
Carter Hart, you think he's going to be able to withstand this Colorado offense?
Probably not. No, I get
So-
it. I get it. But I mean, if he keeps on improving too,
But what is the ceiling with him
I
though?
don't
Like
know,
he,
man.
he
You're talking
like it-
going
like
from Anaheim to Colorado like that.
I hear you. I know.
Aiden Hill went on that
It's a trouble.
immaculate run, right? When Vegas won the Stanley Cup. I don't think Carter Hart's that guy.
So
I don't think it's a similar story.
Sure. I didn't think Aiden Hill was the guy 3 years ago when Vegas won, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Touche.
And I would say Carter Hart has maybe a better pedigree at least.
What is he, a horse?
And I think this is an Avs trophy to lose at this point. But I don't
honestly
trust
think
him.
the path
Yeah,
the path
I
is
hear you.
cleared for Colorado at this point. Edmonton's gone, Dallas is gone. Whew, man,
Up 2-0.
up
Yeah.
2-0 against Minnesota, which is supposed to be a difficult matchup, and they've coasted.
doesn't look like it anymore. Game one was
But
one was back and forth.
Yeah,
But
whoever
now,
came out of that
still,
game though was screwed. The series going 7. They just beat up on each other, and Colorado waltzes right there.
Exactly. Like I could see
had
Colorado winning that
3
series in 5, and then just
They had
sitting back.
3 less goals in game 1 than the entire King series.
It's insane. Well, touching on the scheduling for a second. If Carolina sweeps the Flyers and Buffalo and Montreal go, let's say 6 or 7 games, Carolina's going to have like a week plus off
It's almost
before
2
they
weeks.
get into the Eastern Conference Finals.
Man.
Yeah, it's almost 2 weeks. It's crazy.
It's just insane to even think about that. That's a possibility of a team having a week and a half, maybe even
that
2
bad?
weeks off rest.
Is that bad though?
That's the rest versus
Or is
rust
it
debate.
okay?
But like,
You know,
yeah, 2 weeks
know.
off is a lot.
2 weeks is a lot. The hope
All right.
you have for
Yeah.
getting to the finals, Gator.
What?
The hopium you have right now to get past Carolina and get to the Cup Finals.
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but we also did. What did we talk about this 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, where we talked about Montreal's path moving forward? Right, we gave them out at 35-1 to win
Yep.
the Stanley Cup.
That
We
was
said
2
if they
weeks
can-
ago.
2 weeks ago. We said if they can get past Tampa Bay, I think it was 1-1 in that series, or maybe they were down a game, but they were 35-1. We gave that out and said if they beat Tampa Bay, they're going to play Buffalo or Boston.
Yep.
And right now it's a 50-50 series, according to the odds makers. Then they're going to go on to play Carolina. Carolina has had an easy run so far, like if you want to say that, but like Carolina has not
Man,
shown.
Jesus.
What?
Franco's right here, man.
We have to talk about him in a second. We have to. Unfortunately,
His jersey's gone.
yeah.
they're not playing tonight. I'll have the jersey.
I get it.
So wait, they're not playing tonight, so we don't have to talk about them.
No.
No, I just meant I'm not wearing the jersey today. That's for tomorrow.
Okay, all right. I think Montreal at 35-1 is a clear kind of value play, and so I don't know. I think it's going to be an incredible series. I do think the Sabres, oddly enough, if Carrick can come, we'll talk the game in a second. But Franco, do you want to discuss Philly, Carolina now, or at the end of tonight's 2 games?
I'll say this.
Okay, let's just talk now about it then.
The Avs series and the Kane series, there hasn't been a home team loss yet. So that's your hope if you're a Wild fan or if you're a Flyers fan like me. However, both series look like they're done. I think Philly had their chance that game. I was not expecting anything from them in game 2, especially after what I saw in game 1. They had a decent little run in the second period where they kind of controlled the pace for a little bit of game 1, but it was 90% of that game was Canes and just stepping on their throat. So I expected nothing in game 2, and for them to come out the way they did and score 2 goals in the first 5 minutes was unbelievable. And then Freddie just slammed the door. They had their chances to add to that lead and just finish it. And really was kind of a bad goal, that Jarvis goal. Vladar should have had that, but I'm not going to blame him for that loss. Really was their finishing, just not getting it done. So, yeah, I mean, I think that was a game you had to kind of win, even with it, still being 2-0 and coming back to Philly. But I just don't see the Flyers winning 2 games at home here. So even if they can steal 1, you're going back to Carolina down 3-1, and that's going to be rough. So we'll see what happens. They also lost Noah Cates too for the rest of the series, which is brutal. So now you're weakened down the center. I want them to play Luchenko tomorrow. There's no way Taka is ever going to do that. But as bad as he's been, or as much shit that's been talked about him as far as his development goes, he is a fast player, and that's kind of what this team needs right now to kind of maybe break this Carolina defensive wall that they form. So the problem too is like going in the series, the only chance I thought they had was the difference between Freddie and Vladar. Like I thought Vladar's been playing great all season, and I don't trust Freddie Anderson personally. Like I still think he's not a great goaltender personally, but right now he's playing hot. So that is just never going to be conducive to you winning the series. If you don't, like, that was their only edge, was goaltending. And now you put up 30 shots against him in game 2 and can't get any more after those first 2 in the first minute, 5 minutes of the game. You're done. So we'll see.
In terms of how
you got your win too. I mean, beating Pittsburgh in round 1 when you probably had no expectation.
This is all gravy. This is all gravy for me, to be honest with you. So it is what it is. I mean, this Carolina team's, it's just they're good. Like these two teams.
They're good. Nothing you can do about that. It's a good hockey team.
Yep.
In terms of how you're approaching the next few games before we get into tonight's games, you had mentioned that you think Philly can maybe steal 1 or 2 at home. Are you just betting their money lines of game 3 and 4? And if you cash either one, you turn a profit? Like, is that the goal?
I think that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're getting plus money either way. I think they'll get like that, the gentleman's sweep, so to speak. They'll win it back at home 4-1 for the series. So I think if you can get plus money both games, just take it, and hopefully you cash. If you cash in game 3, just take your money and run.
Guarantee you'll get plus money in both games. I have no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
Game 3, they're plus 140. So.
Yep.
All right. Anything in the Minnesota-Colorado series? I mean, highly entertaining. Colorado looks like a wagon, though.
Sure do now. I
don't know. Like,
I think they were just fucking resting during the Kings series. I mean, it's insane.
Yep.
And you look at who they go up.
I would love to know. I would love to know if that was an actual tactic from management down during the Kings series. Like, unless they are, unless game 1. Well, yeah. I mean, like, don't put the pedal to the metal until you have to, guys. Damn, I hate to say it.
Well, and the thing too is, like, the most important thing about getting to the cup and winning the cup is health and all that. Like, to not have to sweep in the first round, and now you're up 2-0 in this round. Like, again, I see the same thing happening. If they don't sweep in Minnesota, like, they're still going to probably win one of the 2 in Minnesota and come back to Colorado up 3-1, similar to the Canes thing. I mean, both them and Carolina have the chance to make it to the conference finals, only playing 9 games. Yeah, I mean, which is to the conference finals, only having played 9 games, which is just that it's not fair. Like, you look at Montreal. Like, say Montreal goes 7 again or against the Sabres and beats them. They've played 14 games. You know what I mean? Like, the wear and tear alone on your body is just going to be brutal.
Yeah.
I'll get to my thoughts tonight, but I have a feeling it's a lot like, I mean, they just went 7 in a hard-fought series, like extremely hard-fought series. This is the second year that this team's kind of moving forward and has Stanley Cup aspirations. For a relatively young team, that had to take a lot out of them. Like, I don't know. If they go another 7, let's say with the Sabres and end up winning in 7, I give them 0 shot against Carolina, who's well rested team.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
only-
Carolina could,
unless
in theory,
Freddie
sweep
falls
them.
apart. Unless Freddie
Carolina
falls
could sweep them.
Yeah.
Unless Freddie has issues. Yep.
Yes.
Like,
That's always the question with Carolina, though.
it is.
Yeah.
But
Now, I hate to say it, Franco. I just can't see Freddie falling apart for 4 games in this series. Like maybe game 4, Flyers crush him, and that's where the confidence issues began. Maybe he pulls his groin a little bit, but then I think the team defense going back to Carolina can clean it up for like
It
a
doesn't.
game 5.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter.
Yes, but then game 1 against Montreal, if they put up 5 on him, then that could be or against Buffalo. Sorry,
I was just
or Montreal. Sorry. That could be where the cookie like completely crumbles for him. But again, that's all hypotheticals, and we need to get to that point.
And you still have Bussy back there if that were to happen.
Totally.
Which is just stupid, too. It's not even fair because Bussy had a great season as well.
fucking love that name. It makes me laugh every time, like a child. Every time they say Bussy, it just makes me laugh.
Some wet-ass
Sounds like
Some
a
wet-ass
character
Bussy
from
back
like
there
a
in that.
toddler's show. Oh, let's go hang out with Bussy today.
something else on my mind.
I guess was it last year though that Anderson had? Was it the blood clot issue? Right. It was something completely out of his control. Right.
Yeah.
Is that like is he full and clear from that, or is that like an issue that like are you a doctor? Am I a doctor? Like I don't know.
They don't
Do you
even
want
let
to
us know what if they give us 2 regions for injuries, it's upper body or lower body. There's no way
Yeah.
they're going to let us know
There's
if he
something
got
down
over
there
a
that's
blood
not
clot.
right.
Betting News Network
They were calling that an inner
medical
body.
diagnosis? You can call in. Tell us your ailments in the chat, and we'll diagnose you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start that show.
No, there's no way we'll know if he's over that until he retires, probably.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we get into tonight's games? We got 2 on the slate.
Real quick, Leafs, man.
Yeah.
I really, really don't want to believe this thing is rigged, but oh god, that makes it really, really tough to not.
Just like the NBA when they trade the Mavericks trade away Luka and they get the first overall pick, and you're like NBA rigged, and you're like, I don't know, I can see it. This John Chaika like seems like, I mean, just a terrible guy, like kind of a con artist, like
Awful, man.
seems like a giant wanker, but like
He left the team when they were going to the bubble
to
playoffs, and then
playoffs.
he just
Yeah.
left them. The general manager just didn't show, and then it came out that they were there. He was like trying to get a job with Jersey, and they had to let him go.
Like secret, like tryouts and workouts, and then like all this front office. Also, Matt Sundin has not been involved in hockey ops at all, correct?
I don't know.
I don't know what his, but yeah,
I think this is his rookie debut for hockey ops. This city, I'm excited for it because it feels like the team's in a make or break, like on a tipping point, and you just introduced they're on the cliff's edge right now, and you just introduced dynamite, and you're like, what's going to happen? I don't know. Like, it seems like it's just going to be a circus in Toronto for the next year, 2 years, however long he's there.
Does Matthews stay now?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Shane Doan and Chaika have really, really bad blood. Chaika famously told Doan they were not going to re-sign him at like coffee. He like took him out to coffee, and they like sat down, and before the coffee even got out, told them they weren't going to re-sign him. So, Doan goes over to Toronto. Is he still working there, or did he move over to Vancouver?
don't know if he's in the front office anymore.
He was though, and so there's an article about how this is like nightmarish for Shane because this guy he hates keeps on following him. But on top of it, I mean, he's really close with Austin Matthews because of all the Arizona connections here. He kind of was like a mentor for the kid, and like I know Matthews spends some time with the family when he's in town and whatnot. So there's no way Austin Matthews is like, oh yeah, John, nice guy. I've heard good things about you.
Yeah.
Also, if
It's
Tyson
weird.
goes completely off the board and picks somebody that's like ranked number 12 in the draft,
Could you
that one
imagine?
would not surprise me.
That would be so awesome.
Dude, he's going to go with McKenna.
Over Cole Caulfield.
He's not going to do Soderstrom. He's going to go with McKenna. He's going to go with the big name to try to get everything like hoopla around the Toronto Maple Leafs. McKenna was not that good at Penn State. Hate to be that guy. Watch a bunch of his games. He wasn't that great. Really was not that great. I think he's just going to go with kind of the safe, flashy name, McKenna, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to work out. I don't think he is this generational talent that we all thought he was 2 years ago. Could be a hot take, could not be a hot take. I don't know. I don't think he's this game breaker.
I don't think he's what he was before this year.
Where is he in the W?
I don't think he's anywhere near what the hype got to for him.
No.
But you essentially just lost Marner and just replaced him with a bigger Marner, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, does Matthews stay because now he's got his Marner back?
Yeah.
Or is it just broken beyond repair between them? It feels like that relationship is just. We keep talking about how the Leafs are going to keep running it back until eventually something's going to have to change. But now it feels like they're just going to run it back again.
Now it feels
after
like
this terrible season.
I mean, how do you not?
You don't have any other options. You don't have cap space.
Though.
You don't have
that's why
room to play
That's why
around.
you move the players. That's why to me, Matthews was 100% being moved this summer at some point. Whether it's at the draft or before the start of the season. I didn't see him being there. Now I'm questioning it.
Yeah.
I don't think the new GM would do that, though.
No.
I don't know. He's stupid enough to do it.
He could ask out. He can just say, I'm not going to resign him.
I'm not resigning here.
Yeah. So,
but then the trade value kind of plummets as well if they know he's got to be shipped.
Yeah.
So interesting.
It's going to be an insane offseason. The UFA class is doo-doo, and McDavid and Matthews both potentially could get moved.
There's 0% chance McDavid's re-signing with the Oilers next year, right?
McDavid has 1 year after this year.
That's what I'm saying. After next year, there's 0% chance he's re-signing.
Unless they win the cup.
So 0% chance.
Yes.
Okay.
0.01.
I saw something today about the Sharks having the trade assets to do it. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Maybe Anaheim does as well. Like you're looking at these younger teams like Montreal would have assets. Buffalo would have assets.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a young team with prospects that has the ability to move and a team that's kind of on that border of contending as well.
Yes. You can't be yeah.
San Jose, Anaheim, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Who's the other one I said? Maybe Columbus, but I don't know if he'd ever want to go play in Columbus. Sorry, fam. I don't know if he'd ever want to play in Buffalo.
San Jose getting 2 overall as well is such a scam, too.
I know.
That's such a freaking scam.
I know.
That team is stocked.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Mike Career. Hell of a fucking job when he took over.
5 years.
Yeah. Mike Career has been unbelievable for that team. He has somehow got rid of all those terrible contracts in the first 3 years. He has done an incredible job over there.
That's a little bit of luck.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of luck. All right. That was our half hour of hockey talk. Let's get into tonight's games. First up on the slate, Montreal at Buffalo.
Cannot wait. This series is going to be awesome.
Unbelievable.
Why are the Sabres favored? I'm just kidding.
Again, it's kind of like this is the first money line bet I bet on the Sabres all playoffs. Sabres money line tonight.
Love it. Let's go.
Sabres money line tonight. This is kind of like what we saw the 76ers and Celtics, right? 76ers get that big Game 7 win.
Yeah.
If they deserved it or not, whatever. They come in the next series. The Knicks kind of blew them out. The Canadiens won Game 7 with 9 shots. They were not good. They won the game with 9 shots on goal. Insane. This is a game.
Insane.
Dobie gets a sock or whatever they gave him in Harry Potter. I was trying to find that gift the other day. I think it was Dobie got a sock, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Master presented him with a sock.
Yeah. No, I think this is all Sabres tonight. I think this is all Sabres. Maybe Game 2. If the Sabres do end up winning, I think you go back to Montreal in Game 2. But tonight, I think the Sabres start the series off with a win. I think they finally, after the first series, playing so tentative and kind of on edge at home especially, and I think now that they've got that win out of the way, they've won the series, like it's not necessarily a disappointing season now, right? Like they at least won a series, and there's something to build forward to now. Kind of like what Franco said, they're kind of like in a sweet spot right now where it's like anything else that happens is cool. At least we didn't get bounced in the first round as a young team and kind of first in the Atlantic, whatever. I think they come out tonight and they clear. I think they win this one, set the tone. Game 2 is a different story, though. And I think this is just going to be back and forth all series. So give me the Sabres money line tonight. I have 2 other props, but I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts first before I get into those.
No, I completely agree. And and all jokes aside, like I do feel like out of our 3 historically bad teams making the playoffs, I think Buffalo had the most pressure to do well in round 1, especially being gifted Boston and get out of it. I think Flyers probably had a little bit more pressure than Mammoth, even though I think they were less likely to be expected to make the playoffs. But then you're playing your cross-state rival to make it just kind of uglier. So yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure off the Sabres as a roster, and I think they grew a lot in that series. You almost are happy that there was some adversity in it, because if they just flew through Boston and then start the series down 1 game against Montreal, oh boy, so I feel like the confidence boost and the way they won against Boston, it wasn't like it was just a one-line thing, which you can see in some series, aka Carolina Stankoven line just wrecking Ottawa.
Rolling.
So good.
Like there's a point here where you're going to want to see some more offense up and down that lineup, because whoever they're facing out, these 2 have offensive depth. So they better figure out how to score without more than just one line in the power play. But anyways,
and the Sabres did that though, right? The power play wasn't a factor. They got depth scoring.
When I'm going through point props,
perfect playoff series.
There's not one guy that I'd be like, ooh, I don't know about him. Give me like Iron Point looks good. Obviously, Darlene Tage Tuck looks incredible. I mean,
maybe we stay away from Tyler Kozak. Maybe we don't go to Tyler Kozak tonight, but that's kind of the only guy that I'm like, maybe let's hold off on.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they're offering like a point prop on a Buffalo Sabre, there's not one guy that I wouldn't be comfortable with betting. And they all look good tonight. Maybe Jack Quinn. Maybe.
I'm not a Jack Quinn guy.
I know you are.
I'm not a Jack Quinn fan.
Oh.
You're a huge Jack Quinn guy?
No, I hate him. I think he sucks. I think he's soft.
Wait,
I think Jack Quinn's soft. I'll say it. He's been soft this whole playoff series too.
Damn.
This one has burned me so
Zucker. Yeah. I don't know. He's gotten better in the last few games.
I'm a big Zucker fan. Big Zucker.
Yeah.
Fan.
Zuckhead.
I'm a sucker.
Man,
I'm a
he's
sucker for
lost me a lot of money this past. Yeah, I can't take a Zucker right now.
But to your point about the
too.
yeah.
Like,
To your point about the Buffalo series too, like the Sabres won in a way, whereas the first few games of trying to out physical Boston and play their game, and then they finally settled in, let the game come to them, and kind of was able to shift the style of the series of they're just a better team than Boston, and take the hits and don't kind of overextend yourself into plays and give up odd man breaks, and they turn it around. So honestly, great first series for them. Like if can Lions stay hot, I think that's another issue. Like UPL was pretty bad. Pretty bad. So hopefully Lion can stay hot.
Well, and if for some reason he shits the bed tonight, I hope they do what Minnesota did and just switch the goaltender up next game. I do think
I have no
that
doubt they will.
made the right decision with just figuring out can Gus hang or not. And the answer is no. The answer is nobody can.
Yep.
So yeah, give me if you want to pitch me any single Buffalo Sabre for a point tonight, I will gladly accept it. I feel a little bit shakier on shots on the Buffalo side tonight because Montreal's been so good throughout the season with suppressing the shots.
Well, they have allowed the 5th most shots to defensemen in the postseason so far.
Yes.
Bowen Byram.
And who's been our best defenseman this series? Last series, Bowen Byram. Byram 2+ shots looks fantastic tonight.
Okay, fair enough.
At the price, it looks
at the price -120.
Now wait, were they allowing the most shots to defensemen, or were they allowing the most shots to Darren Radish?
Did Darren Radish outshoot the entirety of every other defensive core? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, who are the other shooters on the Tampa blue line though, with Hedman out?
Moser, and
there's nobody else.
It is a weird thing, and Makar, I guess, was shooting quite a bit round one, but
Byram though was hitting every game besides Game 6. 4+ shot attempts in pretty much all those. So at -120 tonight on the Green Book, I'm going to keep it rolling with Bowen Byram. He's just been so good with it. So at the price, I'm fine with laying that number in addition to Sabres money line. The other guy who has been terrific for the Sabres, Zach Benson.
Yeah, man, that fucking carny.
Zach Benson is Brad Marchand 2.0.
Wow.
His shots have also been terrific throughout the postseason. And against Toronto or against Montreal, he has incredible history. Great home splits. -135 on the Carnival book, MGM.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
like it.
Give me Benson 2, give me Byram 2, and give me Sabres money line. That is my plays for tonight. Franco, what do you got?
Well, first of all, we talked about this. You guys both said kind of the series going back and forth. I'm locking in 6 and 7 games for this at +210 each way. This feels inevitable that this is going 6 or 7 games. I just don't see a world where somebody goes up 3-1 in this series. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but this should be fun. I'm excited for the series. Honestly, this feels like the best series of this round. I think these are going to be the tightest games. But I agree with you. I agree with basically everything you said. I think Buffalo wins tonight. I think there's a great value on them tonight, and we'll see where we go from there. But this feels like a good spot. If you do like Buffalo to win the series, you could do the Buffalo to win tonight and to win the series. Win game 1, win the series is +160. That feels like pretty good value. But yeah, I'll take this Sabres money line. I'm going to take those 2 series props. Hopefully, get a point out or 1 unit out of that. Point wise, you got parlay him, but I like Alex Tuck. Feels like a great piece. He's been rock solid in the playoffs and has a good history against them. So
Montreal.
Might be a way to get a little bit of better value on Buffalo money line. Maybe take Buffalo money line, Tuck point, and
I like that a lot.
There you go.
I like that a lot. And this leads us into our next question. Do you like the over/under? I think this game goes over. Unfortunately, I think this game is maybe a 3-2 heading into the third period.
Yeah,
if I had my
you're gonna be
guess.
sweating either way. I feel
Yep.
like I don't think it's like a 4-3 or 5-2 type game, but at 5.5 is scary.
5.5. Also, I think we get an empty net too. Like this game's gonna be tight. I don't see any team really
4-2.
blowing each other out. I could see a
4-2.
3-2. Yep, and then 4-2 or 3-3. I'm
Yeah.
So
I know you guys mentioned Byram shots. I do like that, but I'm going to throw out the one I've been betting all playoffs. It's been hard to find the piece to cash these, but Cole Caulfield is back up to 3.5, and I'm taking that under again and again and again. Every game you're going to give me 3.5, I'm automatically going to take the under. So, you mentioned the over in this game for the total. You do Caulfield under 3.5 shots on goal on FanDuel because we want 60 minutes, and over 3.5 for the game. So 4 goals for the game. That gets you minus 129. Easy bet for me.
I'm waiting on Cole. I'm going wait one.
He just hasn't he hasn't been effective, man.
And you see this all the time with kind of smaller guys, but
Yep.
I truly believe in the series reset and certain players, and we don't have enough portfolio on Caulfield in the postseason yet to know really if he's a playoff performer or not. Tampa's a bigger team. I just want to see one game. If he does not get it,
Well, I would argue
ride- it
that
would
this
have
is
to
the
be
game
right
he's
the rest
not
of the
going. This would be the game he's not going to. If we're arguing that this is like the dud game for Montreal, right? 9 shots in game 3, in game 7 against Tampa. Gets that win anyway. Comes in this game and lays an egg. I think if anything, Caulfield goes over in game 2. So I'm going to keep riding it with that thought process in mind as well. He's not performing anyway, and then this is a flat spot for Montreal in general. So double me up.
he's also has a great history against Buffalo.
I know. I just can't stomach it yet.
Yeah.
I need to see it. I just need to see it.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next game. We'll try to wrap up around 6:55 to give people that 5 to 10 minute time of getting that parlay in. So next game of the night. Anything else though before we move on?
Yeah, Montreal side, I do think the top line gets going. I'm with Fam. I love the value on Slavkovsky point.
Yeah.
He was a little bit quiet after that Hattie, so I think it's time for him to get going again. They've been really impressive with their depth, though. So it's another team that, watch this first game, maybe see if that second or third line gets really hot or looks really dominant, and maybe ride them afterwards. I got Bolduc circled as somebody who I think could have a really good series. Anderson again. So I kind of this is going to be a really good observation game, but I feel a lot more confident just taking some Buffalo points than Montreal points right now. So that's all I want to say.
All right, last game of the night here. We got Anaheim taking on Vegas. Vegas is up 1-0 in that series. 3-1 win in game 1. Franco, I'm going to throw it to you. I have 2 plays here, but I'd like to see what you have first.
This one, does Anaheim bounce back? I guess is my question coming into this game. I don't know. Do we believe in Carter Hart? I guess, and then can Anaheim bounce back? But I don't know, man. It feels like Utah was kind of like the warm up for Vegas a little bit. Kind of similar teams, young, exciting, fast. They can score. And as the series wore on, it seemed like Utah's scoring kind of dried up a little bit. Vegas kind of tightened up, and it rolled in. Because I kind of thought coming into the series, this was going to be an over series, lots of goals and lots of fun, right? And then we got that kind of just dud of overall of a game as far as the scoring being low going into the third period, and Ducks not really getting anything going. So I don't know. This feels like another Vegas win tonight. I think I'm going to take them in reg, and I don't know. This feels like another series where we're not going to see much from the young, exciting team as much as it would be more enjoyable if we did. I
think this game is a must win for the Ducks if they have any shot in the series. right? I think this is the game that if they go down 2-0, I think it's over.
Yep.
Bad bounce, I guess you want to say, bad call in game one, like questionable icing, which led to a goal. Do they use that for motivation, or is this Vegas team just legit? I mean, you guys thought they were frauds. I mean, Franco, you were foaming at the
They're
mouth
frauds.
thinking about betting
still
against Vegas in this postseason
They're
this
still
year
frauds.
until Torts came in. But I don't know. I'm not ready to dead Anaheim yet. And I've been Anaheim's one of the biggest haters this season.
Oh yeah, you owe me money.
I do owe you money. I put in the group chat. I said, "How do you want your money?" And the crickets.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's probably
yeah.
fading.
I'm going to sprinkle in on money line. Start there.
Wow.
It's also hard to stop betting Barbashev point when he just keeps cashing every single game and it's bettable. So that's the dilemma I'm in right now. Is Barbashev point is literally you're off, you're done.
No, I'm on it. There's just no way I'm not going to be on it.
Yeah.
I don't trust
Yeah,
Dostal enough. Eichel's been an assist factory. Yeah.
Minus 115 every night. You're just sitting there and you're like, take it. Do I not take it? I'm just going to have to keep taking it. So I like the Ducks money line, but I do think Barbashev at minus 115, the value is just there.
Yeah.
Hurdle two plus shots on goal also looks really good. He's been great. Just consistent at that 2 mark. Great head-to-head history against them. Great home splits. Minus 140 tonight. I think he just keeps rolling. So I don't mind that as well. That's what I got in this game.
I love the Barbashev look. I had Hurdle circled. I ultimately did not take him because I didn't know if I was leaning too much into the head-to-head context when he was on the Sharks and playing a little bit better than he has been. And William Karlsson being on his line worries me just a touch. Yep. So I don't mind that look. If he hits it again, I'll probably jump on the Hurdle train though.
Yeah.
I'm on Cutter tonight for shots. 8 attempts. He only hits the net twice. Must-win situation, like you said. Dylan Gunther, who plays essentially the same role, smoked Vegas as terms as shots go. Give me Cutter shots tonight. I think
love that.
Get the best price
love
for
that.
the series tonight.
Yep, love that. I mean, we saw it in game 5, where he had 2 on 7 attempts, and then in game 6, 5 on 8. So yeah. I love that Cutter. 4+ shots. All right. Anything else in this one before we get to our parlay of the night?
I think if
a lot of plays.
If you don't like the minus 160 for Vegas money line, Carter Hart saves tempts me. If you want to kind of say I expect them to win, he's going to have to make saves. So I think you're almost playing the money line in a good Carter Hart performance.
I don't hate that. I mean, they had 38 shots in game 1.
Yep.
And his line set at 25.5. Yeah.
It's at what? 27.5. Yeah.
25.5. Yeah. I like that play a lot, actually. I think that's smart.
I think that's the way you play the money line. Now, if he's doo-doo, then it's like the same thing. Like, I mean, he was awful in some of those games against Utah. So, all right, let's cook. People are
all right. I mean, we can
Buffalo
a lot of these
Buffalo puck line to start it off.
A lot of these bets before we say this, like a lot of these bets, I'm probably going to have to double dip on, and I'm fine with that. I want that clear because there's only 2 games, so we're good on this. All right, so we're going to double dip. I love the Cutter at 4, Betsky.
Okay.
Tuck point.
Love Tuck point as well. Do we like Byram at 2? We both like that play.
I like that one too. Yeah.
All right.
And
So we're going to add
Caulfield.
Tuck Point.
Caulfield under 3.5.
You do under, I do over.
There's no way he's going out.
Caulfield over 5.5.
Yeah. Let's ladder it.
Caulfield alt line 7.
Yeah. Caulfield, it's probably just a Cole Caulfield ladder tonight, up to 10.
Wait. What about Benson 2 over Byram 2?
I'm fine with that. I like both. Do you want to just do both?
I'm fine with
Or do you
that.
want to take Benson?
I'm sorry. I just don't know.
No, because you were
I'm fine with
saying
that.
Montreal was stingy against shots, though, right?
So,
Well, they're
forwards?
stingy against Darren Radish. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
do we want? So we want Benson or Byram?
I think I like Benson more.
All right.
Okay.
Betsky's going to die on that cross.
God, I've done this before. too.
Betsy's putting his team on the floor. That's fine. And then so we have Cutter for Tuck Point, Benson Point. Let's add one more in the second game as well.
Benson shots.
Benson
shots, not point.
Benson 2. Yeah, Benson 2 shots, Tuck Point,
said
and then we have Cutter at 4+ shots. So we have 3 players right now.
Yep.
Oh, my bad. So let's add one more in the Vegas game.
I would say Leo shots.
Trouba 2.
Leo at 3 looks fantastic.
Yeah. Leo at 3.
Jackson Lacombe at 2.
I don't mind Lacombe at 2 either.
I don't.
Stone Sox.
Or do you go like Granlund Point or one of the guys that was off in game 1 thinking that Anaheim gets goals in this game?
No.
I like Granlund at 2 shots. Okay.
What about Brett Howden Point?
Oof.
That would
kinda
like
like
Lacombe
spice it up real
at 2
nice.
or no?
I just worry about the
Barbershop Point?
Vegas.
We talked about it.
I do too.
We all like Barbershop Point.
All right. I know we said we don't care about double dipping.
That's
would
one I
be
use.
That's one we don't want to
a
dip up.
lot of-
That's the one I
it's
always
good.
get scared about when you hit a ton.
Yeah. I can't pull the trigger on like having.
What about
most
just like
of the
Stone
thing.
Point? What about Stone
I
Point or
kind of
Marner
like that. Yep.
Like it's
Yep,
chalky
I
Okay.
as hell, but
Add Mark Stone Point.
I
Or do
would
we just want to hold it to 3 and it's probably
Nah, do both.
Mark Stone Point's minus 160.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it.
That's it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So those 4.
All right.
I like
Easy enough. So right now we have Alex Tuck at 1+ point, Zach Benson at 2+ shots on goal, Cutter Gauthier at 4+ shots on goal, and Mark Stone at 1+ point. Pre-boost, that's plus 591. We're probably going to get that up to around 7-1. So be sure to use your boost. I know the Green Book's got several tonight. So get out there, take advantage of those boosts. But yeah, the parlay will be posted in about 2 minutes on our Twitter at Expected Bets. For anything else before we wrap up?
Let's wrap it up so we can get that parlay out. Go Buffalo.
yeah.
Perfect.
Nation right here.
Go Sabres tonight.
Yeah.
Go Sabres. All right, we appreciate it for tuning in tonight. I'm Gator Betting. That's Gretzky Betsky, and that's Franco the Banker. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and our YouTube as well. And we will see you guys next week. See ya.
What you know about rolling down in the